Welcome to Middle East Minute by Al Monitor. From our studio in New York, I'm Adam Lucente. Here are the headlines we're looking at across the region. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2026. Two explosions rocked Damascus on Tuesday during French President Emmanuel Macron's visit, injuring 18 people, per Syrian state media. There was no immediate claim of responsibility. The Syrian government has accused remnants of the deposed Assad regime of seeking to create instability in the country, while the Islamic State, ISIS, has also claimed other attacks recently. The blasts did not derail Macron's historic visit, and he met with Syrian President Ahmed Ashara at the People's Palace in Damascus after arriving in the country on Monday night. The two participated in a roundtable with business leaders on Tuesday, and entities from both countries are expected to sign a number of economic agreements. By the time of recording, French shipping giant CMA-CGM had already signed a new logistics partnership with Syria. This follows the firm inking a €230 million port development deal with Syria last year. Macron is notably the first Western leader to visit Syria since the toppling of former President Bashar al-Assad in late 2024. The NATO summit kicked off in Ankara on Tuesday, and the New York Times reported Monday evening that U.S. President Donald Trump is expected to support the sale of F-35 fighter jets to Turkey while there. Turkey was removed from the program in 2019 after its purchase of Russia's S-400 air defense system, and current U.S. legislation bars Turkey from re-entering the coveted program while it has that system. Trump is set to meet Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, and Shara during the two-day summit. Reporting from Ankara, Al Monitor's Ezgi Akin wrote that Turkey is additionally eyeing France's SAMP/T air defense system, motivated by regional wars and doubts over U.S. security commitments. You can read her story on our website. A Qatari gas tanker and a Saudi oil tanker were struck in the Strait of Hormuz overnight, Reuters reported. There was no immediate claim of responsibility nor response. Axios reported that Iran carried out the strikes, but Tehran has not commented. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said on Tuesday that final talks with the U.S. will not commence so long as there are, quote, threats made against Tehran. Trump said on Monday that the U.S. will either make a deal with the Islamic Republic or, quote, finish the job. Tensions over the strategic waterway led to renewed fighting between the U.S. and Iran late last month. Talks in the Qatari capital Doha last week ended without a major breakthrough. In other news, Russia's nuclear energy giant Rosatom said on Monday that it plans to start returning staff to Iran's Bushehr nuclear power plant this month. Most personnel were evacuated during the war, and the move comes as Russia looks to double down on its nuclear cooperation with Iran and build new reactors at the facility. Hamas announced on Monday that it has dissolved its government in Gaza, paving the way for a technocratic committee to administer the Palestinian enclave, per the U.S.-backed deal with Israel. Al Monitor's Rosaline Carroll wrote that the committee is not yet in Gaza, however, and may not deploy there until questions over Hamas's disarmament are resolved. The group has thus far refused to give up its weapons. Read the explainer on our website for more details. Thanks for listening to Middle East Minute. For the links to these stories, and to keep up with headlines from across the region, visit almonitor.com and subscribe to Middle East Minute on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, I'm Adam Lucente.